Everybody settled in here. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. My name is Kim Perez-Holtz, and I am the Director of Marketing and Outreach Relations for the College of Engineering here at the beautiful UH Manoa campus. Right behind me is our principal building, Holmes Hall. So if you haven't been to campus to visit us yet, you're driving down Dole Street, take a look. This is actually where we reside. We do have a couple of buildings that we work out of, but this is our main office. So we'd love to welcome you onto campus when conditions allow, which hopefully will be very, very soon. So again, thanks for joining us. Tonight we have the first of our two-part talk story series for this fall winter. And we will be repeating this on Sunday. So if you'd like to come back for another session, it will be live. We'll have a similar group of panelists, but Sunday at 9 o'clock from 9 to 10. Otherwise, we're very happy to have you here this evening. And the purpose of this gathering is really to give you folks a flavor of who we are here at the College of Engineering. I know we have a number of prospective students, high schoolers, maybe even some middle schoolers and younger students, as well as parents, prospective graduate students, and educators as well. So thank you all for making the time to hang out with us here. And we will hear from a number of wonderful special guests this evening, starting off with our Dean, Dean Brennan Morioka, followed by our Assistant Dean, Dr. Song Choi, and then probably the most exciting part is actually hearing from a couple of our current students, our student ambassadors, and they'll share a little bit about their story and their experiences. And then we will save the latter part of this hour for questions and answers. We have some questions to start conversation, but we also would love to hear from you folks. I know that you probably have some questions of your own. This is a great forum to be able to ask those. So without further ado, I would like to pass the mic to our Dean and fearless leader for the college, Dean Brennan Morioka.
Aloha, thanks, Kim. Appreciate it. But before we all go on, can we once again request if everyone can turn on your mute or put yourself on mute while some of the presentations are going on so that everyone can hear a little bit more clearly. But thank you, everyone, for joining us. I even see one of our faculty members from a sister college here at the UH Manoa, Dr. Kent Kobayashi from our College of Tropical Ag and Human Resources. So welcome, Dr. Kobayashi. Thank you for always joining us. And again, welcome to all of our prospective students, parents, and other members of our engineering community. Welcome. I am Brennan Morioka. I'm the Dean of the College of Engineering here at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. And I am very excited to welcome all of you to this talk story session so that we can share with all of you all of the really cool things that we're doing here at the University of Hawaii and what we can offer to all of you looking for where you want to go and what you want to be as a part of the next phase of your lives. And whether you are a prospective student in high school, wondering what does the University of Hawaii have to offer me, or if you're a parent of your young adult wanting to know, what your child will have the best opportunity to succeed available to them. And we hope that you'll find tonight informative and helpful as you begin to make those very important decisions. So you'll hear a little bit about all the different programs and opportunities we have waiting for you here at UH Manoa. You'll hear from some of our key leaders within the college that you'll come to know over the time that you are here at the university, and you will become, and you meet some of our amazing students, like Kim said, and who are amongst some of the country's best and brightest. Our students often rank amongst the nation's top graduates. So we're very proud of the accomplishments of many of our students. But most importantly, what the College of Engineering here at the University of Hawaii has to offer that no other university around the country can say is that we provide our students with the best opportunity to find employment in a good paying job, in a career they can enjoy, and doing work that contributes to making our communities right here at home in Hawaii better for all of us. No other university can put their students in direct contact with Hawaii's employers like we can, because we do it on a regular basis. So please enjoy the evening. absorb the information we have to share, and please ask us any questions along the way. We are all here to help make your next decision easier, and hopefully that's to join us here in the College of Engineering at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. So aloha, and I will turn it over to our Assistant Dean of Student Services and Academic Affairs, Dr. Song Choi. So Song.
Good evening. I have a little bit of a technical glitch, so let me see if I can get this presentation to run. I am talking on my phone right now because I am trying to get my computer to get on. 1 second. How is everybody doing today? And I hope everybody's well. Let's see. Share screen. So you know, as Dean Morioka has mentioned, our college is very unique. That if you are looking for job employment in the state of Hawaii as an engineer, we are the college to go to. Let me see. Okay. That came up. Okay. So let me see if my computer will run on this. Okay. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so my presentation is changing on mine. Okay, here we go. One sec, it's going ahead of me. So fast facts about University of Hawaii at Manoa. About 18,000 students, 12,500 are undergraduate students. Tuition, 11,000, housing, 13,000. So you can get all this stuff on the internet. We are a Research 1 institution, Division 1 athletics, and we have something that's very unique and important that we would like you to take advantage of, and those are the study abroad and exchange programs, because that will give you the option of understanding what it's like to be going to school overseas or in the mainland while still having the advantage of being here in the state of Hawaii. Did you know that we are in the top 1% of universities according to the 2021 Times Higher Education World University Rankings? We are top 50 public universities in the research expenditures by National Science Foundation. And we are one of only 5 universities in the US that is designated as a land, sea, space, and sun grant research institution. That's a very unique designation to have. So engineering at UH Manoa. We're not sure what you've heard about the engineering programs, but these are some of the items that are available for you to look into. What we have always stated is that engineering is the application of mathematics and sciences to produce ideas and products that benefit our society. Now, that is not only from work, but it is also for play and everything else which makes your life better. Some of the degree opportunities that you have, we have the mechanical engineering, Bachelor of Science option. I'm a mechanical engineer. Brennan Morioka is a civil engineer, and our engineering student ambassador and speaker today, Ismail, is an electrical engineer. So you're going to have all the areas covered here. So you can also get an electrical engineering degree as a bachelor's, master, or a PhD, a computer engineering degree, which is within our electrical and computer engineering department and is very relevant to many of the things that are going on here in the state of Hawaii. A civil engineering degree, which is in the civil and environmental engineering department, and a new degree called the construction engineering degree, which is very specific to the construction industry. Now, what you see here are two other options: aerospace engineering, which falls under mechanical engineering because of its close relationship. And if you've seen a lot of the space engineering stuff that's been going on, that is where you may want to explore your options. The other one that is very new is a biomedical engineering degree. And that actually can fall under electrical engineering and mechanical engineering. And we are helping it incubate within the engineering science degree program. And we hope to have it in a much more full launch arena in the near future. Total enrollment at the college, this is from last year, but it's about 1,200 students. We have about a little higher now, not 151, but about 200 graduate students, and many that are pre-engineering students or engineering students who have not yet made up their mind as to what they want to major in. The average graduation rate in terms of years is, we are one of the longest one of the most difficult degrees in the college, and it takes about 4.5 years. Lately, we've been doing much better, and we have been getting students to graduate in 4 years. But that also means we want you to come in with a much more prepared status of understanding what we had explained at the beginning of the importance of mathematics/calculus in our programs. We consider that as a language that you need to know to succeed in these programs. Largest discipline is mechanical engineering, and we have a little bit higher than 23% female students now, closer to 25, 27%. We still maintain a very good student to faculty ratio of 15:1, which allows students to literally go and knock on our teachers' doors and ask questions about not only their classes, but also their careers. So College of Engineering, we are internationally and nationally renowned. And one of the things that you will notice that is very unique is that majority, if not all our classes, are taught by people that have PhDs. And we think that's very important because now you are getting the cream of the crop teaching. So if you're interested in a specific subject area that is being taught by a faculty member, please make sure you go and knock on their door and ask, because they can give you the best feedback as to what is required in that discipline area. Other things, the two important things that we see are, we are trying to become more and more project oriented. That means we want you to be hands-on engineering design concept ready. So we want you to be part of this new education system where we are trying to get you to understand the projects, and thus the projects are making you have better understanding of the theories and the concepts of engineering. We have state-of-the-art labs and institutional labs. We want you guys to utilize every one of these things that are available to you. Some of the career opportunities in Hawaii. You know, people have always wondered if there are actual engineering opportunities. And of course, you see the construction that is going on and understand how construction engineering and civil engineering tie into what you see as engineering needs. However, along with those civil and construction engineering needs, you will need things like geotechnical, you will need structural, you will need environmental, you will need electrical, because of all the lighting that takes place. You will need some of the mechanical, where you are looking at the heating, air conditioning, and ventilation type system. And on top of that, there are lots of engineering opportunities. Obviously, if you've been going around and you've been looking at some of the rooftops of our houses, renewable energy is one of our key drivers for the state. And we are slated to become pretty much carbon energy free by 2045. And that is the solar energy, the wind energy, the geothermal energies, the wave energies, and all those other aspects that are available to us here. Now, with also the presence of our military neighbors, you will also see a lot of the microwave, the metallurgical, the corrosion type engineering, the radio frequency type engineering. And those are also items that you can get into and be involved in here without having to leave the state. The amount of opportunities here in our state is really limitless, and we are watching much of that grow as a lot of the entrepreneurial efforts in high technology takes place in our state. So you know, there are many reasons to join the engineering workforce. One of the ones that we want to share with you, and these are very conservative estimates of what average salary levels are. Majority of our engineers are really at the top echelon of the salary scale. The $60,000 for a civil engineer, $67,000, $68,000 for computer electrical engineers, $60,000 for mechanical engineers, and all the other ones that you see below really are on the lower end of the average scale. It's the conservative engineering average scale. We've had students in the past year, even with the COVID pandemic, being offered jobs as high as six figures in the 100,000, 110,000. So those type of offers are very much in relationship to the project work that you would do at the College of Engineering. So what do you need to get into the college? Well, you know, to get into the university is a 2.8 GPA, and they have always stated that they want you to have a 22, about a 22 on the ACT and about a 1100 on the SAT. So, but the SATs and ACTs have been waived at least through this year. So if you are applying, please apply. What we want you to have coming into engineering directly is a slightly higher GPA of a 3.0, and we want you to be calculus ready. So we would like you to make sure you have trigonometry or pre-calculus under your belt, a little bit of physics, maybe you have some algebra-based physics knowledge, and we want you to be proficient in chemistry. So taking these classes in your freshman year, you are on the road to graduate from engineering in 4 years. So if you are taking some AP exams, and we would like you to take AP exams to get through or kind of jump or bypass some of the classes that you may have a lot of familiarity in. So if you were to get, let's say, a 4 or 5 in calculus AB AP exam, you would be able to start at a accelerated math 251 calculus class. If you were to get a 3 or 4 or 5 in calculus BC, you may even be able to jump a little higher and get even more credit. Okay, so these are options that you can look at, but all these AP credits could have direct bearing in you getting a jump start in the curriculum at the College of Engineering. So please look into that. But if you do not, that is okay. All we need you to do is be calculus ready with the trigonometry, as well as a pre-calculus background. and we will get you into calculus classes so you can be on your way in taking all the engineering classes at the college. To mention a couple of engineering, undergraduate engineering projects, we want you to get involved early, and we want you to be project involved, because we don't want you to get bored with the math and the physics or the chemistry. We want you to understand why you are doing engineering. So something from like a micro mouse or a formula car, which is now an electric formula car, to projects in civil engineering, which are concrete canoe and steel bridge competition type aspects. Oh, so this is the wrong one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. That was the wrong slides. But what we would like you to do is we would like you to be prepared, and we would like you to ask questions about your interests in engineering, as well as what you think are necessary in getting yourself prepared to come to the College of Engineering. I'll send it back to Kim, and maybe Ismail can talk about his experiences. And whatever questions you have, please jot them down, and I'll be more than happy to answer them as we go along this presentation today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Choi. Thanks for that presentation. Okay, so we are moving on to our student-focused portion of this event. And now I would love to welcome 3 of our current students. We actually have students in different points in their journey. So you'll get to hear first from Khaldun Ishmael, followed by Brandon Payne and Quinn Bianchi Lawson. So Ishmael, first of all, is actually a PhD student, but he started from the bottom and worked his way all the way up to where he is now. And he has a really cool story. So we will let him kick it off. Ishmael.
Thank you, Kim. Let me see. Okay. Share. Suddenly everything doesn't work.
And if your presentation is having technical difficulties, feel free to just talk from the heart. Okay, we can see your screen now.
Okay. All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Khaldun Ishmael. I'm a PhD candidate in electrical engineering at the University of Hawaii, Manoa. I'm originally from Iraq. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I was deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. In 2012, I moved from the mainland to Hawaii. And currently, I live in Eva Beach with my wife and Bob Marley, which is my dog right there. In 2015, I received associate degree in pre-engineering from Leeward Community College. And in 2017, I received my bachelor degree in electrical engineering from University of Hawaii. And in 2018, I received my master's degree in electrical engineering as well. And hopefully, in 2022, I will, finish my PhD. Hopefully. So, University of Hawaii College of Engineering offer a lot of research and programs. In my master's degree, I work on my semiconductor quantum dots communication device. And for my PhD, I'm working on RF biosensors, which is a non-invasive physiological monitor for heart and respiratory rates. So during my bachelor, master, and PhD, I received several scholarship and internship, and it's all through the College of Engineering. So I got 2021 ARC Award in Engineering. 2019, I got the DoD Smart Scholarship. In 2019, I got the Help a Hero Scholarship. In 2018 and 17, I received an internship with the Naval Research Program. 2016, I received the DoD Pathway Internship, and I work at U.S. Army Corps of Engineering. And 2015, same thing, the DoD Pathway Internship with the U.S. Army Hospital. And all these, like through the College of Engineering, networking, and people like they know I'm engineering, so they help me to show me where is the internship, where is the scholarship at. So in University of Hawaii, I am a I'm a IEEE member, and also I'm a native Hawaiian science and engineering mentorship in that club as well. As engineering, typical engineering, I drink a lot of coffee, and my hobby is playing soccer, which at University of Hawaii, this is part of the fun. And I like to go fishing, and sometimes I teach my dog how to do a circuit, electrical engineering. So that's pretty much what I have. And also I want to share something, my advice for the incoming students, that engineering is about teamwork. So it's essential to work with other students and make study groups, join clubs and research projects. Also take advantage of a great opportunity that College of Engineering provides to students, like scholarship, internship, and job offer. And thank you so much for listening to me.
Okay, thank you so much, Ishmael, for that great introduction to you and just hearing a little bit about one of our students' journeys. Okay, so in the order of seniority, I will ask Quinn to actually go next. Quinn is a senior, and he's going to share a little bit about himself and his journey. Quinn, are you here?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, so I am a senior in computer engineering, so in the same department as Khaldun, the computer and electrical and computer engineering department. I actually graduated with an associate's degree from a community college on the East Coast in North Carolina. That was after moving around a bunch on the East Coast. And then my mom moved out here a while back, so I kind of followed her out here. And I guess a big reason why I came out here was because of my mom, but I was very pleasantly surprised when I came out here. I saw the campus, I saw a lot of the facilities on the campus and everything. Really read into the engineering program here, and so that kind of cemented my plans for coming here. So yeah, I came out here with my associate's degree, transferred in, and I've been here for about 2.5 years now. I'm going to graduate in the spring, and I'm very excited to see what is out there. There's a lot of jobs available, so hopefully I get one soon. That's kind of where I'm at right now, looking in that, working and trying to stay active in clubs and things like that, which is, I think, one of the best things that I did here. I didn't do that so much at my last college. So I knew people in class, things like that, but I didn't make as many connections. I made a lot more connections here by joining clubs like IEEE and SWE, things like that. There's a lot of different clubs that you can join for sure. And that, if I was going to give someone advice, that would be probably my advice.
Very good. Thanks so much, Quinn. Okay, and again, you'll have a chance to ask questions of any of our student ambassadors as well as our deans as we move into the next section. And thank you, Thomas, for already kicking it off with a question. So we will definitely get to that in a little bit. Last but not least, I would like to introduce Brandon, who is actually a newer student in our program, and he has his own journey. So Brandon, would you share a little bit about yourself?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brandon Pang. I don't have as interesting of a story as Ishmael and Quinn, but my story basically is I moved here when I was 5. went through the traditional grade school, middle school, high school. I graduated from Kameme Kapalama High School, the Oahu campus. And I'm a 2020 graduate. And I decided to choose UH because during the time, it was during the pandemic when I graduated. I was the first class during the pandemic to graduate. And UH was really the only school that gave me a plan in terms of like what classes I'm taking, what they wanted to do for that year and whatnot. And that was the one thing because, you know, during that time I was lost myself. So the fact that they were really the only school that offered me a clear route is why I chose UH. And even now, after sort of COVID's not in the back door, but sort of when going away is an option, I just decided to stay here because again, the community is great. In terms of my degree and whatnot, I have not decided yet. I'm currently in the pre-engineering program as I plan to wrap that up soon and declare sometime within the next year. And in terms of the future, I'm currently in UH Manoa Air Force ROTC for the military, which means after I graduate, I will join the military and I will either be a pilot or an engineer for the Air Force. That's all I have for me.
Very good. Thanks, Brandon. And I think your story is awesome and relatable to a lot of our students here recently coming out of or soon to come out of our Hawaii high schools. Okay, so we are moving to an exciting part of this evening. We have about 25 minutes left. We're right on time, and we're going to open up the field to questions and answers. So how this is going to work, you are very welcome to pop your question into the chat box. And again, we already have one to kick it off. Or you can take yourself off mute when we have a quiet moment and jump in. And we'd love to see you if you want to turn on your video cameras. Would be great to see who else is out there. And then I also have some questions I prepared. So if we have any, again, quiet moments, we'll hop in and ask some details about our team's experiences. So let's kick it off with our question from Thomas Lynch. What percentage of students have either job offers or graduate school, et cetera, lined up before graduation? I think this is a question for our deans. Is there a 5-year program for BS and MS? Great question.
So Brennan, would you like to answer that or should I answer that?
No, you can take care of that one, especially the bachelor's and master's.
Hey, so we've actually been very fortunate that majority of our students that are graduating, civil engineering wise, I would say close to 100% of the students are either getting jobs or being placed into graduate programs as they graduate. Mechanical and civil engineering, mechanical and electrical engineering, because there are not as many jobs here that are directly related to mechanical and electrical engineering. It's a little bit less, but they are all way above the 80 percentile type mark. Many of the mechanical engineers will go into mechanical engineering companies as well as be placed into several civil engineering companies and construction companies where they will get jobs before they graduate. Electrical engineering, very similar. Many of our electrical engineering students have gone on to aerospace companies and large electrical engineering as well as computer engineering companies within the West Coast. So all the way from Seattle, where we have Boeing and Amazon and LinkedIn and Microsoft, all the way down to Texas and Arizona, where we see many more like biomedical type engineering companies. As to the second question about BAM, there is a program called BAM, Bachelor and Master's Accelerated Program. There are some gateway courses that you need to do well in your junior year. So they will be 300 level courses, but maintaining a high GPA and doing well in those gateway courses, you can finish a bachelor's and master's degree within 5 years. So you just have to schedule yourself right, have great time management, and do well in the classes, and you will be on your way. We have one student that is graduating this semester that was on that program, and she is in the mechanical engineering side. and she's going to be doing fantastic in the years to come.
That's great. Thanks so much, Dr. Choi, and highly encourage all of you to consider the BAM pathway. I think that's an excellent way to maximize your time if you know you want to get a graduate degree. And again, you wouldn't declare that as a freshman. That happens later on in your academic program. But again, a great way you save time and money on that master's degree. Okay, another question I received here from Royce. What does it mean if you are accepted into UH Manoa as a pre-engineering student? Are you part of a group of new pre-engineering students with a planned set of courses to take in the next years in college? Thanks for that question.
So I can answer that as well. When you are designated as a pre-engineering student, it really is not a deficiency or anything like that. It just means that you have not seen the right courses yet. And we are giving you the option to have additional advising to take classes that are going to get you into the classes that are necessary. As Brandon was saying, he hasn't decided which discipline he wants to go to yet. And during that time, he has the option of exploring a little bit more. But once he has the calculus and the physics down, whatever path you decide to take, it will be fine. One good thing about engineering is the first 2 years are very similar. And us asking you to join student chapters of professional societies, student clubs, as well as these vertically integrated projects, VIP projects, is so you can get a better idea as to what may be closer to the interest that you have at hand. Take your time, understand, explore. We want you guys to think outside the box and find out what is the best option for you to go into in terms of exploring the areas of interest that you have.
Thank you, Dr.
Maybe Brandon can add something because he is in the program right now.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Choi. So yeah, I'm in the pre-engineering program. In terms of, I believe, Ms. Holtz, you can correct me if I'm wrong. It said if there was like a set of classes to take was part of the question. So
Yeah.
the answer to that is yes. For me personally, I didn't have any AP or IB credits coming out of high school, so the only credit I had was like a pre-calculus college credit. And it wasn't like an AP or anything. It was just to prove that like I could start at calculus 1. And yeah, there's a set schedule. You basically first year is getting a lot of general education out of the way. So my schedule was a history class, an English class, calculus 1, and chemistry 1. I believe the second semester after that was another history class, calc 2, and chemistry 2. So again, first year is all general ed, but it is STEM related in terms of learning your general science and building that foundation in math. One thing that I found out myself is that for an engineering degree, a lot of it is learning until a certain point in your degree, and then it's more of application hands-on, as Dr. Cho was saying earlier about how UH Manoa wants to involve you into more hands-on things. I'm currently, as a second-year student, still in the learning phase. That's another reason why I haven't selected my specific major yet, is because I'm still in that learning phase and I want to get at least 1 or 2 hands-on classes to decide, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, Brandon. So yes, it ultimately comes down to what classes you've taken prior to starting at UH Manoa, right? If you have all of those prerequisites. And if not, you'll start in pre-engineering, and that's a great place to start for a lot of our students. You're still 100% a member of our college community. Okay, our next question from Vardinet. What is the average class size and what's the largest class size? In Morioka or Dr. Choi?
Song is more familiar, but I mean, but in general, the class sizes really depends on the course that you're taking and then the level. Some of the earlier courses in your freshman and sophomore years tend to be a little larger because it's the more general courses. So they can be upwards of 75 to 100 students in a class. The further along you get into your junior and senior years, when they're more specific to engineering, they start to whittle down in terms of class size. Anywhere from 15 to maybe 25 would probably be about the average. For an undergraduate class, the smallest class size that is permissible is 10 students in a class. So that would be the smallest class size as an undergrad that you would see.
Yeah, I agree with Dean Morioka on that. The freshman and sophomore classes will tend to be the largest, and as you go up in learning the more specifics of a discipline, they will become less, and you will have much more of a intimate relationship with the faculty members. And that is where we would like every one of you to ask a lot of questions so you can hone down in the understanding of the interests of that discipline. Yeah, so some of the freshman classes can be in the 100 or maybe a little larger, 110, 120, but beyond that, all the classes will become smaller.
Thank you, Dr. Choi. Okay, our next question is from Braden. Are there department scholarships or tuition waivers available for undergraduate students?
Quick answer is yes. We actually have over, I don't know, what is it, Song? Maybe 250 different scholarships that are available specifically to engineering students. So, there is a lot of opportunity for our engineering students to apply for and receive scholarships. And the scholarships can range anywhere from, $250 for the year all the way up to, I think, about $7,000 a year. I think we might even have a couple that's upwards of 10,000 a year or so, right, Song?
Yep.
But there's no tuition waivers as a part of scholarships, but there are you can get hired as a undergraduate teaching assistant as you get maybe in your junior and senior years, where you've demonstrated excellence in some of the courses, and one of the faculty members will want to, instead of having a graduate student as a teaching assistant, they'll go and hire what's called a high performing undergraduate as a undergraduate teaching assistant, and you can earn some money that way as well. So, I mean, a lot of different opportunities for students to get money for scholarship, but also a lot of our students as undergrads work as interns, not just during the summer, but there's a good percentage of them who continue to work with the same companies throughout the academic year. And most of our companies here locally are very flexible, and they want to encourage the students to continue working with them in their office on a part-time basis during the semester. And they very much work with, with the students on schedule, because they understand that coursework has to come first for them. So there's a lot of different opportunities for not just experience, but also to earn income or money to help pay for or offset your tuition and fees.
Yeah, let me add to that. As Dean Morioka stated, your scholarships can range anywhere from $250 to full tuition, which can be as high as $11,000, $12,000 a year. And we have and give away approximately $450,000 a year. But the important part is they are scholarships. They're like driver's licenses. You have to go and apply. If you do not apply, we cannot give them to you. So when you apply to the College of Engineering and University of Hawaii and you get accepted and you get information about scholarships, please submit your applications. We have lots of money to give away. And to the person that asked about tuition waivers, if you do continue and you go on to graduate degrees, and Ismail may be able to chime in on this, is that in many cases, your master's and PhD degrees can be paid for by your research efforts in those degree programs. So those are definitely available at the upper level of the graduate student status. So please look into that. I believe if I was to talk in terms of Dr. Morioka and myself, in graduate school, we really did not pay tuition. We were given a tuition waiver, like you said, and even given a stipend to do research and continue our education.
Fantastic, thank you. And correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Choi, but there are certain scholarship monies we actually have trouble giving away because we don't get enough applicants, right? So that hammers down to the point of, please take a moment and apply an hour, couple hours to apply for some of these scholarships when you are a student. You'd be surprised at how few students actually make that extra effort. And
to Braden's other point, these are through the UH system. It's a part of what's called the STAR system, and so all of the UH students are able to view all these different scholarships, but the ones that we're talking about are very specific to you can only apply if you are an engineering student.
Yes,
but there do exist other scholarships outside of the university that you should be aware. There's many within different industries. A lot of different professional organizations have their own scholarships that you can apply for as well. And oftentimes they do advertise with some of our, through some of our mediums to get this information to our students.
Absolutely. Groups like Hawaii Community Foundation and others have numerous opportunities, as well as private companies offering scholarships. So many chances. I've heard of students who've even earned more in scholarship than the cost of their tuition. They're really active in applying for opportunities. Oh, Dr. Choi, you're on mute.
Yeah, let me give you an example about that. We had a student from Honolulu High School who graduated 3 or 4 years ago, and he was probably bringing in more scholarship money than what he was spending on college tuition. And he ended up and of course it's very based on merit. So he maintained a very high GPA, and he ended up going to, I'm sorry, Brennan, but he ended up going to Stanford for a master's degree. And he is one of the students that is working now for LinkedIn, but because he's working remotely, he's still in Hawaii.
Oh, he's pretty much got it.
The other thing I wanted to chime in about what Dean Morioka was talking about, going on the internet and looking for scholarships. There are millions and millions of dollars worth of scholarships out there. All you have to do is go into a Google search and do a quick search, and you will be very surprised at all the options that will come up where you can apply for scholarships.
Thanks, Dr. Choi. We're actually getting a lot of great questions here in the chat box, so we will try to answer as many as we can in the next 10 minutes. Next from Royce, again, will you be able to take other classes, non-engineering, that you may want to minor in as well?
Yes, you can. And we would encourage that you explore looking into other options and other areas. Engineering, besides the specifics you need in the disciplines, like what Ismail is doing in electrical engineering, or what Dean Morioka did in the geotechnical aspects of civil engineering, or what I did in terms of controls engineering and mechanical engineering, we want you to have a broad knowledge of whatever is out there. You do not know where your applications are going to end up. Engineering is a part of what is out there in society, and we just make things easier and better to use.
Thanks. Okay, our next question is from Jiu. Is there any program designated for bilingual students? And can you explain more about the exchange program that the College of Engineering offers? Thank you.
So in terms of a bilingual program, there is nothing that is systemically set up out there, but we encourage students to pursue either dual degrees, get a degree in engineering plus a degree in linguistics, whether it be, let's say, Chinese or Japanese or French or Russian. That is one definite positive drive that you can have, where having multiple language proficiencies will give you international acclaim as to where you can go. As far as the exchange programs, they are part of the Manoa International Exchange Program. So that is that's the acronym is MIX, M-I-X. And if you go into their webpage, you'll be able to see all the available exchange programs that are within UH's MOU and agreements. We also have the study abroad programs, which are more summer-based, and you can get just as much experience doing that as well. So the options are there, but it still has to start with you, because you're the one that has to take the initiative to make all this happen.
Can I add something? Just want to say, like, English is not my first language. So when I start engineering, I had problem with English, understanding. But College of Engineering offer like tutoring in English, and they help you to exceed and show you how to read. And so there's a lot of programs that help for the people who second second language is English. So don't be afraid to come. We'll help. There's a lot of help, and look at me right now. I speak English very good.
Thanks, Ishmael. And we have a really international group of faculty too. So any students out there who might be international, you will not be alone in the College of Engineering within the student body or within the faculty. We have people from all over the world here at the College of Engineering. Okay, next question. Are there in-person tours or visits with student hosts in the dorm? I can actually answer this question. So with regards to tours, I know that admissions is actually offering in-person tours. I've seen them walking backwards around our campus the past couple of weeks. So you can definitely do a UH Manoa college tour in regards to engineering specific events, as well as student host visits and stays. We are hopeful that come spring, we'll be able to resume our programming of in-person admissions events. Traditionally, around April timeframe, we do have a college-wide open house, Make Manoa Yours, Manoa Experience event. And typically we will have lab tours and various talks here at the college. In 2020, just prior to, I guess at the beginning of the pandemic rather, but just prior to it hitting, we were planning to actually do overnight stays in the dorms, and we were working on setting that up. No word yet if we will be offering that this spring, but possibly in the future. I think that would be great. I know when I was a high schooler back on the East Coast, I did 3 overnights at different colleges, and that was a pivotal experience for me in making my decision. So I think that's great. I'm a strong believer in offering that experience. So we'll see if that's something that maybe we can offer moving forward. Another thing with regards to events, we typically, this event itself, the talk story, is typically what we call Engineering Day, and it would be a big open house. We often do it on a weekend. So take a look and keep in touch with us, as well as take a look at our calendar moving forward for next year. And hopefully we'll be able to offer this, this event as well live next year. Okay, we have just a couple of minutes left, but let's get to a couple more of these questions. Okay, what is the deadline for College of Engineering? Is the deadline the same as priority deadline? Are there additional requirements for College of Engineering?
No, you apply to the University of Hawaii Manoa application forms and deadlines. And when you get it in by those deadlines, your applications will be forwarded to us. And that is when we make decisions as to you coming in, and we'll have you go through our incoming student guide, where you need to take some placement exams for calculus as well as for chemistry. And that is pretty much all you need to do.
And UH is a little different than most universities where they have deadlines and they don't make reviews until the deadlines have passed. UH is actually on a rolling admissions. So if you, once you apply, your application will be evaluated, and you can find out whether you get into UH or not, even before someone else even applies. So, you know, whenever you're ready, whenever you think you're ready to apply, just go ahead and click submit, and then you can start that process there, and you can find out very early whether or not you get admitted to the University of Hawaii. And then, like Dr. Song said, Dr. Choi said, you'll find out whether or not you'll get into the College of Engineering separately.
Yeah, great point. So you can apply early and find out early. Okay, last couple of questions. I know we're at time, but there's a few good ones with regards to summer programming for prospective students. Do you have a summer program for incoming pre-engineering freshmen to help with the transition to college?
We do have the Native Hawaiian Science and Engineering Mentorship Program, which does have a bridge summer program where you can be part of some courses that can, and projects that can get you a little bit of a head start. And if that is what you're asking, that is probably the only one that we have. But we do encourage that if you can take classes during the summertime, please do so. And the other good aspect about us here being locally is we really do have an open door policy. You can send us emails or come by, and we'll be more than happy to talk to you and see how we can help you set up something where you can get started in the summertime if that is what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's great. There's another summer question, which I'll tack on here, and I can actually address this. Are there high school summer internship research opportunities? So we are actually bringing back our summer internship program. We are branding it this year as Jesse, which is the Junior Engineer Summer STEM Experience. Really exciting. It's going to be a 6-week program. You'll find details on our website coming in the next couple of weeks under prospective students, and then you go to the summer internship section. We haven't quite updated it yet for 2022, but check back. Again, it's 6 weeks, and it is for students completing their junior year, going into their senior year, and you'll actually get the chance to work with our UH labs here at the College of Engineering. Okay, and wrapping it up, I think we have our last couple of questions. I know we're running out of time. We actually ran out of time, but we'll go over just a couple minutes here. If you're dorming, do you get a roommate who is also in pre-engineering? And does someone maybe want to talk about engineering Ohana? That's a good opportunity to do so. Quinn, would you like to talk about engineering Ohana and the opportunity to room with engineering students?
Yeah, so we have a program called the Engineering Ohana, and that's an entire floor in our Johnson Hall dorms. And that is basically just for engineers. So the great thing about that is if you get in there, your roommate is most likely an engineer. The people across the hall, down the hall, are all engineers. So you're going to make friends with a lot of other engineers. They're going to be taking pretty much the same classes as you, probably the same physics or calculus, or maybe they just took it. So you'll have an opportunity to make a lot of friends who will be able to help you and, you know, have study sessions with you, all sorts of things like that. It's a really great opportunity. I've talked to some of the people in it, and they make a lot of friends with each other. And they have events going on throughout the year. We help with some of those as ESAs. It's a very fun place.
Thanks, Quinn. Yeah, definitely encourage you guys to check out Engineering Ohana, and the Johnson dorm where that program is housed is directly across the street from our main building. So it's really convenient. You're also next to one of the main dining halls. So great location. Okay, this is going to be our very last question of the evening, and then we'll wrap up. Just as a reminder, this is going to be recorded. I know someone asked that of me, or rather it's recorded, and we will be sharing that with you as well as posting on our website. Okay, are there tutors available for engineering classes, career services, resume, interview practicing, etc.? What types of support services are there for engineering students? And the short answer is yes, absolutely. We have tutoring from a variety of sources. We have tutoring both in STEM specific classes as well as UH Manoa classes at large. It's virtual as well as in person. And then we also have our Manoa Career Services Office, which offers assistance with practice interviews. They'll review and critique your resume, and they'll meet with you one-on-one for career counseling. So I encourage all of you to take advantage of those services from freshman year on. Do we have any students here who have utilized either tutoring or the Career Services Office? Either Ishmael, Quinn, or Brandon? Anyone have personal experience?
Yes, I actually went in for a little bit of tutoring for my Calculus 1 class my freshman year. Again, this was during COVID-19, so again, I don't know, I only did it online, so it was like this via Zoom, and I would have to share my screen, show them the problem. So I guess in person, for me personally, I like in person better when it comes to tutoring, so hopefully with their in-person services in terms of tutoring, we'll help the rest of you. It helped me learn like the content. It helped me understand because a lot of the tutors that were teaching me were they actually are still students themselves, and they took the classes themselves. So that really helped me overall.
I am currently mentoring undergraduate students in our lab. So yeah, it's easy to to share knowledge to other students, undergrad, and we just ask them to encourage them to ask the question, and we like me, graduate students, I would be happy to help them and show them the way, and yeah, how to study, how to exceed in the class.
That's great. Okay, well, we are at 8:06, so we are going to wrap up for this evening. This concludes our session. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. If you have additional questions, please come back and be a repeat customer. We'll be doing this again on Sunday morning from 9 to 10. Actually, all of the panelists you see here this evening will be returning, and we'll have a couple other colleagues joining us, one other staff member and another student who couldn't make it today. So it'll be a great showing. And then please tell your classmates and your colleagues and friends about this as well. We'd love to talk to as many folks who are interested in just learning about the college and figuring out if this might be a good path for you. So we'll have a wonderful holiday, and we look forward to seeing you in the new year. Hopefully we can invite you to come visit with us in person on campus, and have a great night. Thank you so much for joining us. Aloha.